matchup, West Virginia Class A Championship, Ceredo-Kenova versus Valley at Wheeling Island Stadium Saturday at 6 p.m. Now it's
we decorate the commons area, we go to the games, and we take signs.
And Coach Tom West says this year's enthusiasm is nothing new, but is always appreciated.
There's the spirit and enthusiasm from the community and from the school, and of course from the players has been there.
Now the Lumberjacks take on Ceredo-Kenova Saturday night.
With what got them here, and that's a grinding running game, which is just hacked away at the Valley defense.
And here comes number 80, Ty Millum, the other tight end and defensive end for CK, getting a round of applause.
Second down and 7. The up back gets the call.
Eric Sparks again picking up good yardage up the middle for the Wonders.
And we're going to get a couple of more replacements in now.
Taking the ball down to the 35, up to the 35-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
And here comes the quarterback, Chris Ball, a senior.
And the fullback, number 12, Eric Sparks. As we got a young man from Tyler down on that play. With 6:47 remaining in the game, we have a stopped clock here as they tend to the Valley boy. I tell you what, Georgia, this CK ball club is going to be something that this Valley, or he's going to remember for a long while playing against, because they are really a classy outfit that has some awful good talent.
Joey Barker shaking up there for Valley. We'll be back in a minute. Championship game, and Joey Barker being helped to the Valley bench on the far sideline. 44-0, Ceredo-Kenova.
Going to be facing that 3rd and 2, George, with 6:40 to go in the ball game from their own 35-yard line.
The Wonders have already substituted freely here, so a lot of new faces out there getting an opportunity to play in a state championship. They won't get the first down here. The quarterback in the game now is Benji Lane.
As Steve Ice and Randall Muzzy took him down short there of the first down. Going to bring up 4th down and 2 for the Wonders. And the applause you hear below us, folks, is for their halfback, number 21, Bub Taylor, coming out of the ball game.
Bub Taylor. What a year he has had, in the neighborhood of 1,400 yards rushing. Fourth down. Now make it a first down. By golly, they got the first down, and they're doing it with some second unit people out here.
The Valley defensive unit out there, George, is really, and coming out of the ball game to another round of applause is number 42 for him, their
Dale Billum.
Back Dale Billum. But the
Bub.
Number 88 walking there facing us was their fine tight end, Travis Jenkins, as CK pushes ahead up the middle there for a fine gain on first down. Like number 41 carrying the ball in there. That's Jimmy Dingus picking up 5 yards. Second and a long 5 now with 5 minutes to go.
Jason Jackson takes a bow. He comes out. A lot of seniors on this ball club.
Yes, there are. And the thing, you know, you realize, George, is that this front line of the Valley Lumberjacks have really taken some pretty good pounding out there tonight. That offensive line for CK has done a very, very good job of controlling them out there. And, you know, that 4th down call was the first unit of the Wonders still in there. Just no wonder why the the offensive back there, being a second teamer, still had enough long yards to pick up the first down. Jimmy Dingus, linebacker, backup fullback.
He's a senior. nice to have the opportunity to give each one of your seniors a chance to run off the field in a blaze of glory in a 14-0 and in a state championship game.
Yes, Jeff Edwards, the freshman we talked about earlier, carrying the ball that time for CK, bringing up a 4th down and 2. Hunter Bushell, fine center for him coming out.
Fourth down and 1. Ball at the 47-yard line. 3 minutes, 35 seconds on a turning clock. The time remaining in this football game. The ball carrier is repelled. And that's probably the best hit of the night. Steve Long administered a whack to one of the Wonders.
Take a look at it right here as Jeff Edwards is running up the middle there. Jeff's the freshman boy we talked about. At 6'4", he's going to have to learn to get his shoulders a little bit lower right there as he goes to that line of scrimmage, as he gives him a pretty good chest area to shoot for right there. As you said, Steve Long took advantage of it and popped him as they measured here for the first down. It's going to be slightly short. Valley will take over on CK's 48-yard line with 3:22 to go to try to avoid a shutout tonight.
You got a freshman there, you're talking about 6'4". If he grows much more than that, as far as height is concerned, it would be almost impractical to have him at a setback position. You'd almost have to use him somewhere at a tight end or something outside, I would think, wouldn't you? You don't see too many 6'6" running backs.
No. There's a timeout on the field by Ceredo-Kenova here as they're making some changes, wholesale changes in their defensive squad, and making sure that they have 11 people out there in all the correct positions to finish out this last 3:22 to go. This is an exciting thing for these young guys. Every day in practice, these guys, are really what helped make this team a fine ball club, because you never get better, George, unless your Scout O and Scout D is giving you a good look in practice. So this is a great thing that these young men are getting into the state championship game here with 3:22 to go and going to get some playing time.
I'm going to tell you something about Valley. Year in and year out, that man right there, Tom West, gets great numbers out for ball. And I can see nothing but continued success the way they've got their program going. And they knocked at the door 3 or 4 years ago. And the last 2 years, they've been banging at the door. And sometime in the not distant future, I expect the Valley Lumberjacks to win the whole thing, because they will bring back a lot of good quality underclass people. And they've got a man open far side. And the reception made by Brian Ice inside the 20. Deepest penetration of the game.
I believe that was the young man, George, you spoke of earlier, coming in there at quarterback. That is the thrower. That's Adam Irvin, number 15, the junior.
Now, they say he stepped out of bounds at around the 30.
Yes, the official was throwing the flag down, or excuse me, not the flag, his beanbag down immediately there to mark the spot. So with 3:13 to go, Valley is trying to avoid a shutout.
A stack guy.
Brian Yoho there slipping.
Sean Yoho, the senior. And
I'll tell you what, George, we've seen him several times this year, and I tell you, there's a fine football player right there.
Well, there are quite a few excellent seniors on this Valley Lumberjack ball club, and some of which you did not get to see here this evening. You didn't get to see much of their quarterback, Trevor Robinson, who was out with the rib problem, left early in the ball game. Jason Baldwin's a stellar performer. Here is a pass short, incomplete.
Receiver there did have the DB beat, but the ball was just slightly underthrown, and the offensive receiver tried to come back for the ball, and the defensive back turn around for the ball, and it was just a slight collision. No flag, of course, there. As we take a look at it here,
Billy Schumann, the intended receiver on the play, and Billy Schumann is a junior. He has, on a couple of occasions, come in and done a brilliant job for the Valley Lumberjacks.
On the
ball
ground,
loose.
CK's ball, I believe. Number 62 coming out there holding it. That is Jason Atkins, a 6 foot, 236-pound junior.
2:20 to go in the football game, and that may have been the last good chance for Valley to put some points on the board.
The ball just slipped out of his hands there as he come out of there. He could have been trying to pull, Adam was trying to pull out there maybe a little bit too early. The ball was just on the end of his fingertips, and he just couldn't get control of it as it went to the turf. CK scooped it up. So we're down now.
That score is really hard to believe. 44-0. CK
and he
has saved its
sideline.
Best for last. The ball carrier is taken down, and there will be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Tyson Smith, 125-pound sophomore. Personal foul. Little unnecessary roughness involved in that.
We're looking now at a 15-yard mark off from the 44-yard line for CK.
And the little fellow, well,
nothing really, I know that's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and that's just a matter of frustration on part of the Valley athlete right there. Really wasn't anything dangerous where he was getting any kind of a blow, just a shove right there of just utter frustration on his part.
There's Bub Taylor. What a season he has had. 4th leading scorer in the state. You got to believe that is a cinch all-stater you're looking at right there. The ball carrier on this play is Ashley Crabtree. He is a junior. And he gets a couple of yards. Actually loses a couple of yards.
Andy Ballman again on that stop.
Look
there
at
for
this.
Valley.
There definitely is some bread there that's not totally baked.
With 1:20 to go in the ball game, 2nd down and 12 for CK from the Valley 43-yard line. Inside is the big freshman Edwards.
And he gets ahead for 3 or 4. All they want to do now is just run it out and take the trophy.
Jeff Edwards piles ahead down to the 37-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and a long 6 for the CK Wonders as the clock is inside 1 minute.
One thing you won't see very often is a team shut out a semifinal and a championship final opponent in back-to-back games. That is exactly what CK is doing to put an exclamation point on what has been an absolutely magnificent season.
Ball being run up the middle there by CK. Coach Bunny just trying now to run the clock out as Jeff Edwards again goes up the middle and gets congratulations there by the Valley kids inside. Number 74 standing there. Steve Ice has played an excellent game there for him inside. Pat him on the back as we're down to 14 seconds and go. So this will be the last snap of the ball game. And the whistle is...
Well, there's still 1 second left on the clock. And quite frankly, I see no reason why they should make them run another play. But they're going to. There you see the clock, 44-0. I doubt if one more snap of the football is going to affect the outcome of this game in any dramatic way.
I think that he will start the clock.
There it is.
No, it's not going to. He's going to let it.
Okay.
Ball have to be snapped to do it. There it goes now. I thought he would wind it up.
Now it's over.
And there will be your single A state champs for West Virginia this year. The Ceredo-Kenova Wonders. I tell you what, George, that is a tremendous single A football team. And the Valley Lumberjacks disheartened on the other sideline, but I tell you what, they have nothing to hang their heads about. Coming into this ball game 13 and over, they just met a buzzsaw tonight.
Well, there you see the final score, and you see the Class A champions. celebrating and shaking hands out on the field. They will be certainly remembered as one of the all-time great football teams in Class A football in West Virginia.
They will.
People are going to look back and think back 10 or 15 years from now, and I know a lot of folks are going to say, you know, when talking about some of the all-time great teams, do you remember that CK team back in 1994? Because they cruised through a 14-0. Your final score, CK 44 and Valley nothing. For Dave Bloomquist and Ty Fleming, this is George Kellis. Have a nice holiday. So long, everybody.